Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about how we can access the applications that are running inside a Docker container from the host operating system. Okay, to demonstrate this, so I want to utilize this Windows IIS image. IIS is a kind of a web server for the Windows, and like how we have Apache and Nginx for the Linux environment. So using this image, we'll try to run a container and we'll try to see how we can access the application that is running inside this image. Sorry, that is running inside the container. So let's copy this command, docker pull, to download the images to locally. Image is getting downloading. Image is downloaded locally. Let's verify that Docker images. There you can see just now it is downloaded IIS. Okay, let's try to copy this. So how to launch a container from the image? So Docker run -itd. Then I want to specify a host name, Windows IIS server, not IIS server, just container, Windows IIS container, and then specify a name to this, win underscore IIS underscore container underscore one, and then just try to use this image to launch a container. So with this command, we can able to run a Docker container. But if you execute this command, the just Docker container will create and it will up and run. But you cannot access the application which is running inside this container. So to access the application which is running inside the container, we need to map the ports of your host operating system and the ports of your Docker container. To do that, we need to use the -p option. -p is to map the ports of your host operating system and the Docker container ports. And first, we need to mention the host operating system port on the left-hand side and colon and followed by a container port. Left-hand side is host operating system port and the right-hand side is container port. Windows IIS server will listen on 80 port. So that's the reason I have used 80 port over here. But if the application that is running inside the host operating, inside the container, if it is running in a different port, you need to use the different port over here. Okay, let's run this container. All right, so container is started. You can check the status of it using the docker ps command. You can see in the port section, it is just mapped. The host operating system port 8080, it is mapped to 80 port of the Docker container. Let's do one thing. Let's go back to the browser and try to access the 8080 port of host operating system. Localhost 8080, there you go. So this is the by default page for the Windows IIS server. So this IIS server is listening inside a Docker container. From the Docker container, we just map the container port and the host operating system port. And with the host operating system, localhost, and at this port, we can able to access the application which is running inside the Docker container. And let's go back. And there is one more command to check the mapped ports, docker ps, and then the container ID, IIS underscore container underscore one. So, sorry, not ps, port, docker port. So this command will give you the whatever the ports that are mapped, container port and the host operating system port. Okay, don't confuse. At this, it's reverse actually. So if you execute docker ps command, left hand side is the host operating system one On the right hand side is the Docker container one. If you execute docker port command, the left hand side is the container one, and the right hand side is the host operating system port. And if I execute the same command, what will happen? It's not going to work because of the name. It is conflicting, right? So let's do one thing. Let's change the name. So Windows IIS Container 2, and here the host name also Windows IIS Container 2. Even if I change the names of the host operating system, sorry, not host operating system, the container, it's not going to execute because the 8080 port is already using by the another container, right? So the specified port already exists. So it cannot map two containers ports to a same port of your host operating system because it will give you the conflicts. So to avoid these situations, first of all, we need to identify what are all the ports that are available inside your host operating system, which are available. To track this information, which is very difficult, and so there is a beautiful option. It is called, instead of specifying these ports, I can utilize -P. I don't want to use -p, and I will use -P so that Docker itself, it will try to identify the available ports of my host operating system, and whatever the application that is running inside the Docker container, it will just try to get that port, and it will try to assign the available ports of your operating system. Let's run this. Okay, I think this Docker container is already there. Let's stop this. Let's delete this and remove it. And let's clear the screen and then try to execute the same command with -P. This time we are not specifying any ports. Let's do this. Container is ran without any issues. If you check Docker PS, here you can see we didn't specify the port of your host operating system, but randomly it is identified that the available port is this 51060, and it will try to map that port to the container port at this location, at this point, at this port. So let's try to access 5160 from the browser. Localhost 516, let's check, 51060, 51060. There you go. Application we can able to access from the host operating system. So this is how you can access the applications that are running inside a container from your host operating system. We need to do the port mappings. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video.